chasing good conversation with her ambition. I know it makes this love is ancient. We can't feel our face.
I started to record and said IHOP and now saying Golden Corral. But I never knew why I would get caught up in this thing called legal and illegal, and why things were supposed to be done and not done. You know, who knew that we would as people not just say or agree upon things to be done and not done, but have there be documentation to put forth and, you know, follow through with that even when it's done and certain things, you know, happen. Like the same thing kind of happens, you know, but here I am, you know, wanted to understand why it is for me to do certain things and people agree upon it, and then here it is for me to do things and certain people don't agree upon it. And it led me to see, as I was partaking in these certain actions, you know, especially with communicating with that of what we call a higher being, that of God, that of a supernatural realm, being in that supernatural realm. And it led me to see that certain things were final. You know, suicide, when we choose to kill ourselves, that's final. Like, we will not come back from that. And I'm not speaking from experience, but yet to see an animate object, we as being that object that's animated, to cease to exist, to be lifeless, to not move, period, to just be standing there still, or not standing, but just there still, lying there. Some people would say, oh yeah, I seen the animals on the road that was dead, roadkill, you know. Some people say this jumped out in front of the car and boom, and it was done. Like, who knows why that animal would commit suicide, or if that even was something for that animal to know. But just killing yourself is final. There should really be no real reason why you would want to kill yourself. Why would you want to finalize yourself? Even the way I'm saying it, you should be persuaded not to do it, not to kill yourself, okay? Because you have something of value that you will uncover and give to this world that you are living in. I kid you not, my son, being 2 years old, tried to commit suicide. I stopped him. He's in the understanding phase of what's going on around him, and for a minute he felt as if though life was on repeat. You know, it was a real life lesson for him. He was used to seeing, I mean, I'm kidding you not. Yeah, it's like, what? Your son's 2 years old and he was talking and walking around and literally tried to kill himself. He don't know what that means, but we do. He looking at it as if nothing's gonna happen to me. He looking as if once I'm gone, I'll be able to come back. But here it is, with me understanding that once you take your life, that's it. I had to do something about it. I had to take him out and show him that he is worth something. He be saying, I don't like you, daddy. I tell it back to him, I don't like you too. You know, he be getting in his moods and everything, but I'm pretty sure he's not mad because I helped him realize his life is special, like all our lives, and I helped him save himself, you know. But there was a moment, here he was, and, you know, I've been walking with him, teaching him how to walk when he was 2. He's 3 now, but when he was 2, I was walking with him and teaching him, you know, that this life is a certain pattern and an ongoing process, and there's many other people other than yourself here, and we driving cars. You know, as you're walking on the street, there's cars that's driving and they have a destination. Everybody going somewhere. Even if they're not going somewhere, there's a destination where this car is going to go. We're driving. It's a solid vehicle, a tool that we're using to get from point A to point B all the way through Z. We're not necessarily supposed to step on these brakes. They're there for us to use to stop when we see stuff or to slow us down and everything, but we on the gas. Our foot is on the gas. Smash the gas. We going. And anything that's in our path, we hitting it, and that's it. Like, it might damage our car a little bit, our vehicles a little bit, but we hitting that and we running over it. You know, I don't know if anybody's been hit by a car. I've been hit by a car. You know, I've been hit by a door handle, been hit by a door paddle. But yeah, it hurts. You know, thank God it didn't run me over and everything and like that, but it hurts. And he doesn't really know about this. So we just here walking, and I noticed this same pattern that we was taking, and I see how he would react towards certain things and sounds and the vehicles going by. And he was in this phase. He's still kind of in this phase. He's getting better with it, but in this control phase of nobody controls me. I know everything. And it's like you just about 600, about 500 something days old. Like, you know, I'll say, well, 500 something days young. There's still more for you to learn. You know, I'm only about 1,000 and something days young. There's a lot for me to learn too, but I've already learned this, what you're trying to figure out right now. And this pattern that you're going, you think it's a ongoing, you know, replication process. You think you're doing this over and over again. You're not going somewhere. You're not growing, but you are. You know, and I could tell it. I could see it in his eyes and his motion that he was getting tired of it. He's looking at me like, why are we always walking the same way, going up here and down the same street, and these same vehicles passing me and honking, and I'm seeing these people in it and everything. We on the street walking. I wasn't pretty sure as to why he was feeling this way as being such a young age, but I seen it, and I seen he would get closer and closer to just running out in the street and getting hit. And I see he'll try to control these vehicles that are going back and forth with their own destination. You know, it's like we're driving, we see you, but we're going at a moderate speed. We're not trying to slow down. There's a sidewalk for you to walk on. And you see us coming, you wait for us to pass by or something. If there's a crosswalk, you walk on that. If you cross over the street, that's you. It's under your discretion, you know. But yeah, he literally took his time, and he would get closer and closer to the street where the vehicle's at. Sometimes he would somehow run out there a little bit and control that vehicle to step on the brakes or to see that and to notice him. And I'm like, you playing with your life here, son, at such a young age. You know, he started to realize what pain was. And it's like you should understand that suicide is final. That's the whole message on this. You shouldn't want to kill yourself. There's no reason to kill yourself. I'm not saying to kill yourself with there being intention for you to do that. Do not listen to this and go out here and try to kill yourself. No. The whole thing of me saying this is because you should be able to grasp it like my son, my 2-year-old son grasped it. Suicide is final. There is a lot for you to be thankful for. You should continue on moving about. Oh yes, very, very serious. You should continue moving about in this pattern that you got, because there are things for you to do. So what? You may not agree with the people around you. People may not agree with you. There may be some I don't like you moments, and some emotions may be flared up. But you are in a very, very lucrative process right now. I mean, it's forever flowing. And suicide is final. Killing yourself is final. And it's like, well, did I kill myself? How am I supposed to know about that? I know about that from seeing things that are dead. It has no life. It's done. And whether or not that thing killed itself, committed suicide, either way it goes, it's dead. What happens when you commit suicide, from what we learned, you're dead. You're done. All of you is over. Don't do that. There's a reason for you to be here, and you will be able to understand that. My 2-year-old son can understand that. I'm pretty sure you can understand that too. I understand that.